everybody and welcome back to another Wizard Sleeve episode, guys. I had to think about what video I was doing in for a second, guys, even though I have all the stuff over there to my left that I'm going to show you today. When I say all the stuff, I've got quite a little bit to show you, actually. It's going to be pretty cool. We've got some painted stuff, we've got some money production stuff, and we've got some ideas that I'm going to run through you guys with at the moment. Let me just re-maneuver my light. But yeah, guys, so on the last episode, I showed you the vampire and the White King Krell that was my friend gave me before he met his end. But first, we're going to be looking at the vampire as to what I've done. Now, I'm really happy with the way this turned out. I've kind of gone for a very, very classic, kind of very, very almost retro paint scheme to a lot of these miniatures, just because they're how I remember painting them, and they're how I remember the actual models being back in the day and stuff like that. Now, this guy obviously is a Necrarch vampire. For those of you who don't know, a little bit of history on the Necrarch vampires. The Necrarch vampires were basically Nagash's best mates, basically. They were the ones that are very, very magic based, still really, really strong. They can still dash forward and snap a man's neck in the blink of an eye. But the Necrarchs, really, really cool. They're the strongest magic users. I believe in the vampires you have the Necrarchs, which are like the really powerful magic users, although they were like the weakest out of all the vampires in regards to physical strength. You then had the von Carstein vampires, which are the very stereotypical "I want to suck your blood, Count Dracula" style vampires there. You also had the Lamian vampires, which were the Egyptian type vampires before obviously a lot of the Tomb King stuff came out. You got Strigoi vampires. Now they're the ones that basically they've become so warped. They're basically ghoul kings, and they feast off of like dead blood, like that mutates them and warps them into like these horrible, like weird aberrations. And then you have the Blood Dragon vampires, which are like the uber like close combat proper, probably like the strongest type of vampire in the game, well, back in the day it was anyway, second only to really the Strigoi. But anyway, so let's zoom in a little bit. So on this one, I actually taught myself a bunch of things, some slightly new techniques. The first one, I don't know if you guys can see it, on his little potion bottles there. Really chuffed with the way that came out. That, I think, was a tutorial from Warboss Tay, who's an old school YouTuber, got shit tons more subscribers than me, even though we started out at the same time. But anyway, I digress. Yeah, and I also taught myself how to do like the purples and stuff. I also ran out of a particular kind of red, so I had to do this effect here, which is a mixture of red. It's like I think it's Mephiston red, which is a very, very bright red, darkened down with a red ink wash, and then a Agrax bit on the tips here just to dirty them up a little bit. But the purple, I was just so pleased on how the purple turned out. It just looks really, really good. The purple, I believe, let me just see if I can just pop up there and find the paints that I used. Yeah, here we go. So the purple was Vallejo Game Air. What's the colour? Alien Purple. 72.776. It was that washed with Army Painter Purple Tone, which is that one there, and then it was dry brushed with a mixture of the Alien Purple and a white or a cream colour, I believe. I'm not sure which one, just to lighten it up a little bit. And then again over it on certain sections, I did a bit of a Agrax Surf Shade wash just to dirty it up a little bit. Another thing that I had to kind of teach myself how to do was kind of like vampire skin. And as you can see, oh well, you can't see because it's just blurred out completely. Focus. There we go. As you can see there, I kind of went for like a really, really pale kind of effect. Just because I wanted it to kind of like not be quite pinky. I wanted him to be quite like a withered vampire. Also, I didn't want I wanted his flesh to be a different colour from the flesh of the head that he's holding. Speaking of which, this head, as you eagle-eyed viewers will have noticed, is not the original, so not the head, this arm is not the original arm that it came with. It actually came with a little curved knife back in the day, but that has been lost to the sands of time. So I had to kind of like trim off a zombie arm at the elbow, and it actually fits really well, as you can see there. And we got some like bloody gore. I was going to bloody up his mouth, but I want him to be like he's just about to take a drink of that delicious blood. Even though Necrarchs, I think, have worked out a way to not need blood, but that's also why they are really weak physically, but really powerful magically. And the gold, so the gold was achieved using, believe it or not, it was using a gold marker pen. So I've been watching a lot of stuff on Luke's APS on Facebook and on his YouTube channel. He uses gold metallic marker pens. Now, he uses Sharpies. However, I went to Tesco and found just the bog standard Tesco permanent marker. The metallic ones, I got a gold and a silver one for £1.50. And they're really nice. The actual gold itself is quite a bright gold, really. And it's just nice for doing little touch-ups on your miniatures and stuff like that. Why have I just drawn a cock? I don't know why I've just drawn a cock on my desk. It reminds me of being in school. But anyway, so there's the vampire for you there, which is pretty cool. I was really happy with the way he turned out, and yeah, he's going to probably get varnished, and he's going to go in a display cabinet somewhere. The next thing we've got is this fella here. Now, yes, I've painted Krell, and I actually am really happy with the way he turned out. I have done this guy justice. It's a case of I kind of mirrored what his original colour scheme was, what I painted on him, and yeah, it's just turned out really well. Really happy. I'm just chuffed because all the metallics look really lovely on him. The horns as well. I think I did a really good job on the horns. I actually used a different technique. I actually tried some wet blending with inks, which I don't normally do, but I thought that considering I'm working on miniatures that are quite old and they deserve a bit more time put into them. Now, one of the things about this model was that it actually painted up really easily. Like, all the individual components are all really nicely set out, and it was just a dream to paint because there was no like messing it about or messing it up in regards to paint going on places where I didn't want it. It just turned out really good. The only thing I'm not too happy about is his axe, and I might go over and do that with a different colour some other time. And also, I did leave that little hole in his back there. I don't know what I'm going to fill that with. I'll probably find something to fill that with at a later date. But Krell turned out absolutely awesome. I love him. I love him to bits, and I can't wait to actually put him in this Kings of War army. It's going to be awesome. The next thing we're going to look at is something that I've been toying with. Now, in Undead, you can have undead zombie trolls. I don't know where the bloody hell the rules are for them, but I'm told they're really good. But I don't know where the rules are, so I can't actually see. But I thought to myself, well, what do I have knocking around? Now, in my bits box, I actually had 3 of these, what they call abyssal golems, knocking around. So they all kind of like this, and I went, do you know what? They're actually a really versatile base for stuff. In a previous Wizard Sleep episode, you guys will remember these guys, which I turned into Earth Elementals from the Abyssal Golems. And they work really well. And I thought to myself, well, if they work really well for that, how can I work them into an undead army? And I was like, I want to use something as trolls, but I don't want to really be buying a lot of the troll models just because they're a little bit expensive. And again, these days I'm trying to do things on a budget. So I was like, I know. What about a big flesh golem? So I used these guys as a base. Didn't put the heads on because I was going to do something different for the heads. Obviously, this guy is green stuffed in position a little bit just because I wanted a little bit more of a varied positioning. And then the next thing that happened was these 2 guys came about. So these are like my flesh golem big brutes. Now, the stupid thing is, I've not made it so that I don't think, oh no, there we go, I can just about rank these guys up. I can't do that. I can't, oh god, have I done it? Have I done it stupidly where I can't rank them up? God damn it, no, we're good. They're all going to rank up in the end. I'm going to have to number them 1, 2, and 3 in order to get them to rank up properly. But that being said, let's take a close look. So, I literally just wrap them with green stuff. That's it really. There's nothing I can really say other than I wrap them up with green stuff. and I used a lot of like green stuff pieces to make like the staples. I'm not too happy with the way I placed the staples on this one, but hey ho, they're there and they're in the green stuff now. This one is the first guy that I did, and I'm actually really happy with the way he turned out. You'll notice the heads are just mantic zombie heads. I wanted to go for like a really, like a proper like pea brain type, like pea head type look, because I thought it was really funny with these like massive hulking like golem bodies and like a zombie head, just like an average guy. But we got loads of nice staples, loads of nice layering with the green stuff, loads of nice delicious skin folds. We've got loads of arrows like stuck in his back, loads of axes, you know, where I imagine that he's been like hacked at and stabbed at and poked at and prodded at. There's like a pitchfork there and some shields and things like stuck in him, random blades and things. Just, you know, where I imagine like over the many battles that he's had, people have just stuck him with things. And this guy's the same. He's got like a big old pitchfork coming out of his, like sticking at his side there, ripping through. He's got an axe to the groin, because, you know, why not? If I was attacking something, I'd go for the groin. Hey ho. We got some like more arrows and a little bit of a shield and axes and stuff, and some spiky bits just sticking out of his shoulder like that. And just add a little bit of variety and just make it a little bit different in regards to how he looks. But yeah, I'm quite happy with the way these two are actually going. It's gonna look cool. I might see if I can pick up another set of these, because they have a regiment. What is it? It's not a regiment. Yeah, it's a regiment of 3 and a horde of 6 that you can have for trolls, and they're really damaging. They don't have the regeneration thing that the mantic trolls have, but they do have, I think, better intelligence, so that they're quicker. I'm not too sure. I've never played a game of Kings of War. I don't know. I'm just going off like what Beasts of War have been saying and stuff like that. But yeah, so this is going to be my undead zombie troll standings. I might pick up some zombie trolls, but I'm not sure. We'll have to see how things go. I've got a really good idea of how I'm going to do the multi-bases with the zombies and when I eventually get skeletons and stuff, so you'll have to wait for another video so I can show you on that one, guys. But yeah, that's been it. So, guys, what do you think of my flesh golem idea instead of zombie trolls? I think it's really cool, but I would love to hear what you guys have to think about them. What do you think of the paint job? Seriously, I would absolutely love some feedback on Krell and the Necrarch Vampire, just because I think they're some of the best paint jobs that I've done to date, and I was really happy with the way they turned out and some of the techniques that I used, so I'd love some feedback on these guys as well. I would also love it, guys, if you could share this video, just because these videos I don't believe get a lot of shares, and I would love to see the channel grow a little bit more. But anyway, guys, I'm going to thank you so much for watching. Again, don't forget to leave your comments in the doobly-doo down below. Don't forget to check out the Facebook group as well. Link, again, is in the doobly-doo down below. And I'll see you in the next video. So, thank you very much for watching, guys. I will see you next time. See you now, and goodbye.